Testing. I don't know.
It take a little second.
Let's see.
Yeah. Testing. Hey, it's wild. All right, Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Yabashim Yahshua, Barakatah to the brothers. Shalom, Yahshua, Ma'alatah, Ba'ashem Yahshua to the sisters. We at the I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. We've been teaching the truth since 1969 that all so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives of the Western Hemisphere are God's chosen people according to the Bible.
Right.
Now, today the topic, as you might already see, is what is freedom? What is freedom? Because a lot of things that we're told today as, blacks, Latinos, natives, is that we should stop complaining. We should just get over it. It doesn't matter anymore. Slavery ended such a long time ago. We've all heard these sayings before. But a lot of people who are, of course, not us, and really just want us to shut up and don't know their history, and I hate to admit it, even some of us,
right,
who for some odd reason you want to be white so bad that you're willing to hate and discriminate against your own people and feed into Eurocentric ideologies.
Right.
You think that you're free. So we're going to discuss what is freedom. I don't want to give away too much. So, you got anything you want to say before?
Lies. Oh, we are not affiliated with anybody. Anybody. We ain't going to just single out Israelite groups. We're not affiliated with anybody. Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Christians, because that's what all you guys are. You're just a Christian Muslim. Christian, with them spiritual people with them rocks, people believe in horoscopes, all that mess, all that nonsense. We are not affiliated with you.
Right.
That's it, sir.
Oh, no, don't sweat. All right, so we're going to begin with the prayers. So with that, Madiam, just me and the brother up here. Sorry, it's me. Sorry.
SHALAM,
which means to Israel in the Hebrew. Sorry, it's me. Sorry. Sorry, it's me. Get it? All right, sorry. Madiam upon Yahakodam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. And we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, I.S.U.P.K, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Batzaka, I.S.U.P.K, Baratza, Kawa, I.S.U.P.K, Shemayim, Batanlanaw, Come, Call, Yawam, Basalakna, Wafna, Kasalakna, Wafina, Bala'ah, Kabayana, Nasaiwan, Ball, Shaina, Ayud, Rad, Kayud, Amalakwa, it's like Waha'Allah, Watapara, Amen.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
which
which art in heaven,
art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom
thy
come,
will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors,
as we forgive our debtors,
and lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver
from
us
evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
I.S.U.P.K, which is the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
I.S.U.P.K,
Aka,
Rapa'a, Call,
Makala,
Call,
Makal,
Madawa,
Madawa,
I.S.U.P.K,
Aka,
Tahar,
Nazahar,
Hamatazorayim,
Hamatazarayim,
I.S.U.P.K,
Aka,
Laquai,
Laquai,
Amakim,
Amakim,
I.S.U.P.K,
Aka,
Al,
Al,
Akawaf,
Akawaf,
Tama'ala,
Tama'ala,
Garshun,
Ba'ashem,
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 Yahushai,
Yahushai,
for water.
Amen. The power in the English. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in the
Shai,
name of Yahushai,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The
power.
power to heal all manner of sickness
Power to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
wa Yahushai,
Yahweh Shai,
Mami Aka'ala,
Ka'ala,
wa Alahayim,
Wa'alahayim,
Matazabi'ah,
Zabiah,
Alawap Yahanna,
Alawap Yahanna,
Alawap,
Alawap,
Asaranyim,
Asarampi,
Akwajazayoyim,
Asazayoyim,
Akayayoyim,
Akayoyim,
Waha Akwafim,
Wa'awafim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
for water.
Wa'ala.
Amen.
The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahushai.
And Mike.
And Mike.
And the angels.
And the angels.
The man, the general
The
Yahanna.
man in General
The
Yahanna.
general.
The generals.
The captain.
The captains.
The officer.
The officers.
The trooper.
The trooper.
And the sister.
And the sister.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
All. Ahayim.
Ahayim.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Taba'ah.
Tabah.
Azoya.
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 Zoya.
Aim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Waratazah.
Aratazah.
Oyatan.
Ayatan.
Mamawat.
Alawat.
Galka.
Galka.
All. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Anah.
Anah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Bala'ah.
Bala'ah.
Ishan.
Aishan.
Shomar.
Shomar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Zalka.
Zalka.
Yad.
Yad.
Yanika.
Anaka.
Yawamam.
Yawam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarat.
Wa'arat.
Alayallah.
La'ila.
Hayawat.
Hayawat.
It's like Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamar.
Wakal.
Bukal.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Pashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Za'afka.
Afka.
Buwa'afka.
Afka.
Ma'ita.
Ma'adah.
Wa'ai.
Ba'ai.
Ayawallah.
I will love. Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hill.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the
which
Lord,
made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel
that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber
shall neither slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy
He
soul.
shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even
and even
forevermore.
forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All. Damiyah.
Damiyah.
Laka.
Laka.
All. Fakarash.
Fakarash.
All. Fashakwat.
Ashakwat.
All. Kaya.
Kaya.
Anah.
Anah.
Awayimika.
Yomika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Rash.
Al.
Amaka.
Amaka. Ya'ayamwa.
Ya'awiyah.
Savada.
Savada.
Waita.
Ba'ata.
Kazawa.
Tazawat.
Al. Pezapawanyika.
Tazapawanya.
Amor.
Amor.
Lakawa.
Tazawat.
Manakakida.
Malakaki.
Goy.
Goy.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Ezekar.
Azakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yasha'al.
Yasha'al.
Awda.
Abada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Tazawa.
Tazawat.
Laba.
Labat.
Yakab.
Yakab.
Alika.
Ali.
Baryath.
Fire.
Yakarath.
Yakarat.
Ahoy.
Ahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashma'al.
Yashama. Ali.
Mawa'aba.
Mala'aba.
Wahagoy.
Regard.
Gabal.
Kabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'am.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amla.
Al-Shah.
Asha.
Amishabi.
Amashami.
Tazawur.
Tazawur.
Gum.
Gum.
Ashawur.
Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Aimon.
Aiman.
Hayawa.
Ayawa.
Zorawai.
Zarawat.
Labunya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Aham.
Kamadian.
Kamanya.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabnya.
Manakal.
Manakal.
Yashwan.
Washwan.
Nashab Mawa.
Asha. Mawa.
Dial. Second. by one,
Dara,
Dara, Hayawa, Daman,
Daman,
Dama,
Dama,
Shayatamu,
Tamu,
Nada,
Nadat,
Yamwa,
Yamwa,
Kaibra, Kazab,
Kazab,
Kazabak, Katazomana,
Zamana,
Call, Nasiakumwa, Shar, Amarwa, Yarasha, Manawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahaya, Shayatamu, Goggle, Quash, Lapanya, Raka'a, Ka'ash, Yaira, Wa, Kalahaba, Salahat, Harayum, Kun, Thirdat, Basaira, Osa, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Waya, Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Hawa, Adi, Waya, Parwa, Waya, Waya, Daiwa, Kaya, Shamka, Yahawa, Bak, Aliwan, Alcohol,
Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo, thine enemies make it tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of life. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perish at endure. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Orel, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Sabbath, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
All right, sorry, face me. All right, you may be seated. All right, we're going to be starting with the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 13. Just like here. So 20. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 20. I'm sorry. Verse 13, Slakia. Asharaya, Aram, Mataza, Kaba Ma'a, Ya'adam, Yapayak, Thaba Na'a, Kaya, Ta'un, Ka Ra'a, Mata Ka'ar, Katan, Yamaka Ra'ai, Thabaya Tha'ah, Yakwa Ra'a, Ara, Mapunyam, Mapunya Layum, Yabao, Kapataza Yaan, La'a, Yasha Ma'ah, Run, Yamayum, Kamayana'a, Kashama Yala'a, Ishar, Yaba'an, Darabaya'a, Darabaya Na'im, Yaba'o, Nathayabathaya, Shalayum, Shalayum, Kayum, Haya'a, Lama Kazayaqaya'an, Ka'a, Yathamabaya, Mashar, Yahweh, Ma'am, Yatad, Arai, Kanayam, Shamayam, Katha Bana, Kadai Yaan, Tha Yama Yaaf, Nabakwai, Yashakap, Yashakakwayam, Yaripa'a, Ta'al. All right, that's it. All right, so the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 13.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace.
So you can stop right there for now. So this is talking about wisdom, as we hear a lot in the Bible, right? Now, what is wisdom? Wisdom is, you're wise. You know what really goes on. You can be smart and not be wise.
Right.
Right. You could be the greatest mathematician ever and be dumb as rocks.
Right.
Right. You might not be able to read. Right. You could be extremely wise. You're aware, right? So this is talking about wisdom, which sadly this is something that our people have been deprived of,
right,
for a very long time, because we are the only people on the planet, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Natives. We are the only people on the planet that, for some odd reason, we can't seem to recognize who our enemy has always been.
Right.
Every other nation has recognized it. Now, everybody has their nations and their powers and stuff, but when you go to like Russia don't like America
at all.
They don't like America, right? Ukraine, they got their own thing going on. It's a war zone, literally, over there. Like, that's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. It's a war zone. They understand who their enemies are. The Chinese, they understand who their enemies are. The Indians or the Southeast Asians, they know who their enemies are. Right. Everybody recognizes, like, we're not going to rock with them.
Right.
And you know what's even funnier? Across the globe, even heathens understand that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
But for some reason, when it comes to us, we have a hard time grasping this concept. Like, when we say so-called black people, right? So-called Caribbean people, right? When we sit here and we tell you, yeah, we don't really rock with the white man like that, people will look at you and say, you're racist.
Crazy.
You're wrong.
Right.
God loves everybody. It's like a defense mechanism. And it's also, what is it? Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. You love the people that hate you, but you hate the people who you're supposed to be loving.
Right.
It's very unwise. And that's why the topic today is, are you really free? Realistically. Because we talk about this many times. Our people got money.
Right.
We got money. We got money. We got talk shows. We own property. We own clothing lines, little small businesses, sometimes big businesses. You have black people who are politicians. You have Latinos that are politicians.
Right.
You know, so you have a few of us that are in power and who are doing extremely well for themselves. But as a collective, we can't come together. There's always some type of division for some reason, right? And we'll be so quick to harm our own kind than to point fingers at the person who's causing us all the harm in the first place.
Right.
Perfect example. Everybody loves to say that black people are victimizing themselves, that we're lazy. I don't know how you got that, considering that we were used to build up this country, continue to build up this country. We're told that we're lazy, we're victimizing themselves, we need to get over the past, and then it's such a long time ago. We've all heard this. It's like, it's the same act over and over and over again.
Right.
But then you start to bring up the facts. And the thing is, slavery never stopped. It just evolved. Back in the day, it was more gruesome. Or some people might compare it to, it's a type of warfare. It's called guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is more like you just kill people.
Right.
You know, you go, you raid a town, you kill all the people, you take everything. It's more gruesome and violent. It's straightforward. That's what, you know, white people did when they came to the Americas. You know, they put us on slave ships and shipped us all to these different countries. And, you know, we all know the same story. We all know, right? But it was a lot more gruesome back then. They had to beat the spirit out of us first.
Right.
Once that was done, now it's like, okay, now that we got the fight out of you, now we can really colonize you now. And now we can pass it down. You ever heard that term, generational trauma?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we still ride somewhere. I admit I'm guilty of this. You ride somewhere, you see a cop car. It's like you kind of like get a little
nervous.
You get nervous.
Even if you did nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's true. It's a reflex.
Right.
Because it's like, man, it's so funny because you don't think it.
Right.
It's just like like I'm drinking some lemonade.
Right.
But I don't even want to look suspicious like I'm drinking alcohol or something.
Right.
So I'm like, let me. Everybody does. Every black person in America has done this at least once in their life. If you haven't, I want to know what neighborhood you live in, because that's crazy. But majority of us, they go through this, and we have a term. One of my friends told me, it's called DWB, driving while black.
Hey, we didn't plan this.
Yeah, I know.
It's
improv.
When you said DWB, he from Connecticut, I'm from Louisiana. And we did not plan this.
Exactly. Like from two different states, little like slightly different cultures, I guess you could say. Right. But we still know, like, nah, that's how it is. We in California.
We in Canada.
And it's still the same thing. I had a homeboy from Georgia who said the same thing. We know it's a universal thing. We all know collectively, right? That you're not as free as you really think you are. We have money, we have all these things, but I'm gonna give you the floor real quick, because this brother, he said something. We always talk before we come to class, and he said something. He said, we don't have an army. If America said right now, kill all the black people, kill all the Mexicans, kill all the Puerto Ricans, kill all the immigrants, kill them all, you think you're gonna win?
What are you gonna do? You have your problem is, and I'm gonna tell you your problem. Your problem is money. You want money so bad because they have trained you that money is power. Money is nothing. Money means nothing. You don't have a land of your own. All the money you get, it goes into their society. All the money you ever create, you go work a job. They take money out of your pockets to build up their society. You working hard. Black people work hard. I don't know how you can call the slave lazy. If the slave don't work, he ain't got nowhere to stay. Black people, Hispanics, Native Americans, we work hard for nothing. We don't have anything. You buy a car and you get the pinky slip and you say you own it. Let you not register that car every year. Let you not do those things. Let you not put insurance on that car. They're taking your car. Keyword they. You own a house. You can pay it off. We got a 30-year mortgage. 30 years I gotta pay down a mortgage on the house. That's crazy. Whatever plan you can do velocity banking and try to get it down to 15, 20 years and spend $1 twice, but that's still hard to do. If you don't pay taxes on that home, they're gonna take that home. What they have now in them suburban neighborhoods, the home
What's up?
the people. It's like a home group.
Oh, you're talking about
I wouldn't know because I don't own a home.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the neighborhood watch.
Yeah, but homeowners association.
Homeowners
HOA.
association. Yeah, okay.
HOA, man, let you have too many cars in your yard. They got a problem with you and they trying to put you out. It doesn't matter what you own here. You don't own anything. Even if you buy land, people always say you can buy land. Nigga, they can take that land anytime they want.
They really can.
Like, they can do whatever they want to you. You don't have a government. We don't have an army. We don't have an Air Force. We don't have a Navy. We're in their government. We're in their military. We don't have anything. But for some odd reason, you making $60,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $1 million, a gazillionaire, whatever the hell you think you is, you think you free. You're not. You're a slave. Christ really wants you to understand that this is not your rest. The Lord wants you to understand that this is not your rest. Why? You can't rest in a place you don't own. Eminent domain is a real thing, man. They can take anything from you at any time. The only thing that's stopping them from killing us all is the Lord. And that's the person who you avoid the most. That's it.
If I could, matter of fact, where we at? You started at verse 18?
17.
17. Let's just read the rest of 20,
Cool,
and then I'm going to have you read, was it Micah 2 and 10?
Cool. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 17. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth. By understanding have he established the heavens. By his knowledge, the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew.
So, long story short, if you have wisdom, well, really to be wise, you got to follow the Most High, to fear the Most High, to recognize that He is the true power.
Right.
Sadly, a lot of us we don't fear the Most High. You fear man. You fear your oppressor. So you're gonna do what he does. But in the sad part is you still die. You still die. And the reason why I wanted to get this precept is what the brother just said. You can go ahead, Micah 2 and 10.
The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart,
right?
For this is not your rest.
This is not your rest. Think about it. Like, this is why I say, what does it mean to be free? What does it really mean to be free? Because here in America, not even just in America, really just, wherever we live, it don't even got to be just America. It could be Jamaica, Caribbean Islands, it could be Puerto Rico,
right.
Dominican Republic, England. Like we got brothers in the UK, it's not just here.
Going through hell.
You got brothers in Japan.
Going through hell.
And I just be watching stuff and just seeing, like, it's just a shame. Like, this is why I challenge people when they say, well, why don't you just leave?
Right.
America sucks so bad. Your ancestors were slaves here. Why not just go? And the thing is, you know what? I can go somewhere.
Right.
I have went to other places. I've taken your advice. I've went to different states. We traveled to different countries.
Continents.
You still get treated like you're below. What are you? I'm black. I'm American. Oh, you're a nigga. Okay. They look at you with disgust.
Disgust, man.
Or they fetishize you.
It's like it.
Go ahead.
You brothers, you passport bros. That's what you are. You are ignorant. Oh. You are an ignorant bastard. Here's why. You think you go out there, they like you. Their women are more nice to me. They're kind to me. One, you sound weak as hell to me. You're a weak man that you can't control a sister who got the same demons you got. you weak because you can't defeat your demons, so you don't even want to put up with her demons. You weak.
Yep.
Fix yourself first, then fix that sister. Secondly, man, you weak, bro. You go out there and them sisters just, not sisters, them women, they fetishize you, man. You go out there and they just, and half of them, they don't even fetishize you. They play you.
Oh,
they know the only reason why you out there because you got some bread. Man, they playing. They don't care about you. They got a whole man and they're whoring. They have sex with you and hang out with you and just take your money. But you don't care because you like prostitutes. That's it.
I'm glad you touched on that because a lot of them, they really just suck you. They want to, come to America and have a good life as well. They want to get out of their country. You're a meal ticket.
That's it.
Right. You're a meal ticket. So they're gonna use you, big black man. Oh, so much money.
Right.
We've seen it. Like, come on now. This isn't like this happens, and you brothers think you came up on something. Like, no,
crazy.
You're getting hustled. You're getting played. You're getting hustled, bro. That's what's happening. Salakia. But my point being is, for this is not your rest. This is not your rest.
Right.
You work a 9 to. Think about this. The average. I'll just say American in general. You're brought up to do what? You go to school,
right?
And then after that, let's be real. A lot of black people, we don't have trust funds
at all.
We don't have wills that are written to us.
Right.
We don't have generational wealth.
Right.
A lot of white people do though, and I've told this brother this story probably like 3 times already. I'll share some with y'all. This is when I realized there's a difference between us as people.
Yeah.
I was in high school. This is like junior year, right? Now, where I'm from, Connecticut, the area, it's mixed. You got black people, you got Latinos, but you got Asians, whites, you got Indians, you got Africans there, you got everybody. It's like a little mini America, I guess you could say that.
Right.
So a lot of us, we grew up around each other. Now, I still primarily hung out with our people, but I admit I was young, and there was a time where I thought like, white people, they're not that bad. Like there's some bad ones, but whatever. Until my junior year in high school. That's oppression. I don't know if y'all can hear that. That's crazy.
We in the trenches, my boy.
Like that's crazy. But I remember I was in school. I think it was like Spanish class or something. And I remember it was this dude, I think he was Ephraimite brother. And there was this white boy, a big white boy. I still remember his name. His name was Jack. Somebody there? Do you mind looking at that? I think somebody up the door.
No, just hit this.
Oh, you hit that? Oh, okay. I thought somebody was at the door. Yeah, just check real quick. It's like, but big white boy named Jack, right? Now this boy Jack, he used to come into school really late, a lot, right? To the point that our teacher used to say, "Jack, what are you doing? Like you're failing the class. What's going on? Like you're always late." And this man, he had a car at the time, so it's like, anybody out there? Somebody there? Oh, one sign crack. Hey, Shalom, one crack, up. But so Jack comes into the school late all the time, and of course the teacher is getting irritated. Like, why are you always coming here late? So there's an Ephraimite brother. Remember his name? His name is Ivan. I still remember this. And he makes a comment to Jack, and he says, "Jack, why are you always gonna be late, man? You gonna fail out of the class, man." Said it like kind of as a joke. I remember Jack looked at this man dead in his eyes and said, "Let's be real right now. When we graduate high school, you're gonna be flipping me a burger while I go work for my family." And I was like,
"That's crazy."
Whoa. And guess what? When he graduated high school, he went to go work for his family. As a lot of white people, where I'm from at least, they did that. Or they went to college. Their parents helped them through college. And my point being is they had some type of system behind them to back them up. They had the support. They had the financial support. They had family. They had that. As black people, the average black person, right? We don't have that. Like me and this brother here, we talk about it all the time. We went to the military. Now, why did we do that? You think we joined because we're super patriotic and this is the greatest country ever? No. I love this shit. No, we did not like it. The point was we wanted to get out of a bad environment. Right. We wanted to establish ourselves. So we had to work to get this stuff. But we come from families too. we came from different neighborhoods and stuff, but why is it that we as a people, we didn't have any sort of inheritance to go off?
Right.
I can't sit here, like the average black person cannot sit here and say, yeah, when I graduate high school, I'm just gonna go work for my family.
Crazy.
Some that some are able to do that. Good for you. Like, for real, good for you. Most of us can't do that though. But there are a lot of white folk here in America that can do that because a lot of their ancestors raped, robbed, and murdered our people.
Right.
And they were able to build generational wealth. A lot of these big companies that you see, these companies own slaves. How do you think they got the land? How do you think they got the money?
Right.
And now their kids, they're able to inherit it. That's smart. Like, you see, like what was like Donald Trump and all that stuff. Like he wanted his kids to be successful. So he taught them what he knew. And you gotta think they got a head start now because now they're at a very young age. So now you raise them up so that they can be better than you. And then they can pass it on to their kids. And then their kids. And then so on and so forth. For us, we got to start from the ground up. You go to school with these same people, you got to start from the ground up. That's just the reality. But then when we talk about the disadvantages that we do have growing up, because we are born, like, it's sad to say, we are born at a disadvantage here in America statistically. Right. We're talking about statistics. Statistically, the average black man in America has a higher rate of being incarcerated at some point in his life, being killed before the age, I believe, 21 to 25. So they don't even expect you to make it. You're going to grow up in a single parent household. These are statistics. You don't have to believe me. You can go and research it yourself. Imagine being born to a disadvantage just because of the way you look.
Right.
But then when we say that, oh yeah, we do have these issues, you tell us to shut up. You tell us that we're victimizing ourselves. You know what's crazy? Sometimes you don't even hear it from other black people. There's been times in my life where white people have literally told me to my face at a young age, yeah, things are going to be hard for you because you're black. They know. Not me. I'm a kid. You got to understand, like, we're ignorant. You know, you don't think of race at a young age. You're a kid. Trying to have fun, trying to learn, trying to experience new things. And I'm having grown Caucasian adults telling me as a child that things are going to be harder for you because of the color of your skin.
Basically.
So I'm like, yeah, imagine as a kid, you're like, damn, all right, like, why you say that? It didn't compute until I got older. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's why this is not your place of rest. Right. If you could, can you, we're at Micah 2 and 10. If you could read that from the top for me, Baba Kasha. We're going to finish up that precept. But just let me know when you get it. But this, this is really not your place of rest. You have to suffer. You still got, like the brother said, you got to pay taxes. You got to pay bills. You got to pay mortgage. You got to pay insurance. You need life insurance. You know, you got to pay to die.
You got to pay to get married.
You got to pay to get.
How do you can't even love who you want when you want. They tell you when you can officially be married. They control everything of your life. My boy, you can't even love somebody the way you want to love somebody. They control every aspect of it. They tell you when you can buy a gift for your wife. They tell you the day you can love your mother. They tell you the day you can love your father. They tell you the day that you can celebrate when they got freedom. They tell you the day that to celebrate when they killed your family members for Thanksgiving. They own you. They own your mind. They don't just own you at work, man. They don't own your pockets. They own your mind. You don't even see it. You so blind. Man, when they give us these holidays or holidays, whatever you want to call them, they're telling you, hey, today's slave, you can get the day off. Labor Day, nigga, that ain't for you. That's for them.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You're probably gonna go to work on the holidays because you get time and a half pay. Why? Because you're so broke. You so broke down here, man. Man, no one cares about you here, man.
It's crazy.
You got Micah 2 and 10.
You got Micah 2 and 10?
Come on.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Arise ye and depart.
Yep.
For this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
And it shall destroy you, because it is destroying you. Let me tell you how like people swear you're not oppressed. Okay, let me put it to you like this. We're not even going to take statistics. Well, it's still statistics. I already brought up how like you're born. Let's talk about your neighborhoods. Let's talk about redlining. Let's talk about how, for those of y'all who don't know what redlining is, redlining, I believe it may be illegal now. Don't quote me on that. Somebody might have to look that up for me. But redlining is where they section you off. Like, you realize in a lot of predominantly Black and Hispanic communities, the neighborhoods, it look rough. San Bernardino.
Yeah.
You go to certain, like, goes like the Bronx or like Brooklyn or something like that. You go to Hartford, Connecticut. You go to what's another famous hood that we can think of right
South Central.
South Central.
Compton.
Right. Compton. All right. Who lives there? Us.
Right.
So at some point you gotta wonder, okay, you got all these Blacks and Hispanics that live here. Why does it always look bad? But then when you go to richer neighborhoods,
yeah,
you might see like a sprinkle. You might see that one Black dude with 12 other white people with white families around him.
Hey, and then it's too many Black people there when that one Black dude moved in.
Oh yeah.
I ain't slacking.
Oh yeah. No,
my bad. I'm tripping.
Oh no. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, because here's the thing. I don't mind sharing like some stories that can relate to this. Another time, I'm younger. I'm with my father. My father, he driving around, looking for houses. Driving around, nice neighborhood, real nice neighborhood. He's trying to, at this point, building up a family and stuff. So, bigger house. Because, who really want to live in the ghetto?
Right.
Let's be real right now. The whole point is to get out of there. So,
right.
Driving around, all these nice houses, nice cars, trees, the air smell good. Like, it's just different, right? All of a sudden, this old white man comes out, looks at my father. He's like, kind of like inspecting him, like looking around or whatever, looking at his license plate. What does he ask? Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, just looking around, just looking at the houses. Oh, okay. Continues to look around. Now, at the time, I was young, didn't understand fully why this was happening, but my dad knew. Continued to go by. My dad started to feel uncomfortable, and he made a comment saying, like, "They always gotta look at us." Again, I'm young. I don't understand until I got older, and you start hearing more stories of Black people going into predominantly white neighborhoods, and you're getting told things like, "What are you doing here? You don't belong here." Oh, you look suspicious.
Right.
They call the cops on you. Oh, this person's driving by. I'm not sure. Or there's another thing. Let a Black person have a car that looked too nice.
Oh, what?
Oh, license and registration. Oh, where'd you get this car from?
You're a drug dealer.
What do you do for work?
Right.
Like they can't fathom you having a nice vehicle. They got to question you. They got to question. He must be doing something illegal to get that car.
No way he have. No.
There's no way that this is under your name. There's no way you paid this off with legal money. There's no way.
You can read it.
Forget that. Are you really surprised when you start knowing the laws?
Right.
They always try to push you. They always try to lie to you about what they can and can't do. Like they have to read you your rights before they arrest you. They also have to announce why they're arresting you. You can actually challenge them and say, well, you're supposed to be able to challenge them and say, am I under arrest?
Yeah, they're gonna shoot you for you.
Yeah, they'll shoot you. They can't go into your living quarters without a warrant.
Right.
But if you Black, I'm just forget you. I'm going there anyway because they don't even think you know your rights.
Nate did it. IUIC. The head of IUIC did it.
Yeah.
He's a police officer and ran up in his lady house while she was butt naked, and her son was like, "Let my mama put some clothes on." He like, "Hell no." And threatened to shoot the little toy dog they had. That's what police do.
Yep.
That's what white people do, and that's what Black people who want to be white people do.
Yep.
But now he's the head of an Israelite group. I digress.
Whole point being is this ain't your place of rest. You can't rest.
You can't rest.
You can't. You could be the most successful so-called Black, Latino, or Native in America.
You make the red line. Red line.
Oh, red line. Oh yeah, no, redlining. I got you. So redlining, yeah, they section you off.
Yeah.
But it's due to your race. They won't tell you that. It's due to your race. That's why you see a lot of predominantly Black neighborhoods. They look rough.
Right.
We in Compton. We in the Bronx. We in Brooklyn. We in San Bernardino.
Right.
They have a lot of Mexicans in the same areas. And it's to keep you there. They don't want you in these nice neighborhoods.
Right.
That's why they'll challenge you. They always challenge you. Let's say you do got a lot of money and you want to buy some land. You gotta do a background check on you. They start asking more questions. They want to know everything about you. Sometimes you might not even get the house.
Right.
You might not even get it. The whole point is to keep you there. Now, why do they want to keep you there for? A lot of those apartment complexes, the infrastructure is horrible. The water is bad. They got lead in the. This is why, like, I remember when I was younger, I said that I don't drink tap water no more. And some people looked at me like, "Oh, you moved to the suburbs. You think you're better than us now. You don't drink tap water no more." No, I don't drink tap water because there's lead in the damn water.
Wise.
You know that it's already came out that there's forever chemicals in the tap water, right? That's why they tell you, you should boil your water first before you drink it or something.
Which is wild.
I think about it. You don't have clean the water that come out your sink. You can't drink it. I mean, you can,
right?
But you're gonna get sick.
Eventually,
you're gonna get sick. You're gonna have health problems. That's how they get you. The food that you have. You know they put wax on apples.
That's crazy. You really gotta.
They put wax on apples. So that's why, like, whenever you get fruit, it's very wise to wash your fruit. Use vinegar, use some baking soda, and you can use lime or lemon juice,
right? And
have it like that, and it gets all of it off. But a lot of the food that you have, the vegetables, the fruits, pesticides. Why do you think also pork, as we already know, is unlawful? Pork leads to a lot of different health defects,
right?
But it's also the cheapest meat that you can buy.
Right.
Now think about it. You work a 9 to 5, right? You got a big family. I'm gonna paint a picture for you. You're a black woman in America. Single mom, 5 kids. You got to provide for these 5 kids. Daddy not around, right?
Right.
He in jail, deadbeat, whatever. So now you have to feed all these 5 children. You think you can get that big steak?
Come on, man.
No, you're not getting the steak. Can you get the chicken? Sometimes. But oh wait, the pork is cheap though.
Get that pork chop.
I'm gonna get the pork chops.
Hey.
Get that. That way I can feed my family.
Hey.
I'm gonna get that pepperoni pizza. I can
crazy.
feed my family. The juice. You realize half the juice you drink ain't even juice, right?
I don't know what that crap is.
Like, y'all know them big, the big Hawaiian punches, the big blue one.
Yeah.
That thing don't never get cold.
Dude.
You put that thing,
dude.
it'll never get cold.
What is that?
Nobody. It's not juice.
That's
It's
not
not
juice.
juice. It's not juice, but they give you it, and of course, the kids love it. It's sugar.
Right.
They love it. And you're not realizing that a lot of that stuff is harmful. Like Red 40, Red 40, which is a chemical that they put.
40,
yeah, they put that in a lot of juices. They put it in Gatorade too, so y'all know. And it's been shown to be cancerous. A lot of these chemicals are actually illegal in other countries.
Right.
You can't have it. They looked up, Skittles. Skittles is banned in different countries.
That's crazy.
Because of the Red 40. It's cancerous. But you don't think anything of it because, it's not going to kill you right away.
Right.
You a kid, you eat, you had like the sour strips and all that. It's just candy. It's food. You need something to survive. And then you eat it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Now you 35 and you feel like you're 60.
Right.
Because of all the garbage that you've been eating. And then the more expensive stuff is usually the stuff that's healthier for you, but you can't afford it.
You can't go to Sprouts.
Most people can't go to Sprouts. You can't go to Sprouts. You can't go to Whole Foods. You'll see some black people every once in a while. I'm trying to. It's a little bit more pricey, but I do understand now as I've gotten older that a lot of that food that I was eating, it's bad for you.
Right.
It might be cheaper, but it's bad for you. So I got to, if I'm able to, I'll spend a little bit more money on actual juice.
Right.
I got apple juice. Guess what the ingredients are? Juice. It's just apples. Nothing else. No citric acid, no potassium phosphate or kryptonite or whatever the hell.
Right.
None of that's in there.
Right.
Because I understand now that a lot of that stuff is bad for you. But when you're a kid, you don't know any of this stuff.
Right.
You just drink it all up. Even half the water, like Dasani water got salt in it. It's made by Coca-Cola.
No wonder it's trash.
It's Dasani water. It has salt. The whole point of water is to rehydrate you.
Right.
Your body needs water. Why you drinking salt water? Literally.
Like a shark.
This is crazy. And that dehydrates you.
Right.
Even with, I hate to admit it, Gatorades are meant to rehydrate you. There's on average, it's 69 grams of sugar.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In that.
That's crazy.
It's mostly just sodium, sugar, and Red 40. It's bad for you.
You know what? If I may,
Go ahead.
You speak on this. What is red line?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Dude, let's say you have to really be cautious of even applying for credit cards. You can have a 700 credit score, and I mean good credit behind you. But if you live in a low poverty area or neighborhood, they're gonna decline you because of your service ID number, your Wi-Fi, your VPN. Because you are in a low area, you clearly must be committing crime. Because there's no way a black man in the ghetto can have good credit. It's no way you can have a 650 plus. And 650 is not even good.
It's really not.
It's no way,
average.
right. There's no way you can have 650. 680 is really what you kind of.
Yeah,
that's when you start really getting good. Anyway, but also you ever notice in the ghetto, in low poverty neighborhoods, we ain't got no trees. They did a study on that. In the ghetto compared to the suburbs, there are 62 million less trees. There's a 33% less trees in the ghetto than it is in the suburbs. Like, you ever wonder, like, why black people kill so much in the summer? It's hot as hell, and we ain't got no trees to protect us. Man, let me tell you something. I remember growing up, we used to ride bikes in the hood. It's so hot in Louisiana, man. Like, it's hot. But you talking about heat, but I'm talking about 103, 104, 105, and you sweating, man, at 10, 11 a.m. We used to ride our bikes, and we used to pedal to the next shaded area. So,
oh yeah, no, I feel that,
bro.
I feel that.
It's a shaded area tree, and we'll sit there for about 2-3 minutes, and then pedal to the next part, and then pedal to the next part. That's a 30-minute trip. We could have did 10 minutes, but it's so damn hot in the ghetto, man. Like, that's why even when Christ came out of Bethlehem, I'm like, can anything good come up out of here? No, like, there's no way the greatest man on the planet of the earth that was prophesied to come out of here. Ain't no way he'd come up out of here, man.
Yeah, you in the ghetto. Who are you?
You in the ghetto, man? They was running Planned Parenthood. King Herod was basically running Planned Parenthood because he killed all the newborns from 2 years old down when Christ was born. It's nothing new under the sun, man. You are not. We was in Roman captivity, and they ran everything. If like we said earlier, if they wanted to kill us all, they could. Well, they want to, but Christ's not gonna let them. The Lord's not gonna let them. But if they put a decree out to kill all black people, you couldn't do anything. You just have to wait your turn, because it's coming.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can do without the Lord. Matter of fact, we got Hosea 4:6. There's nothing that you can really do without the Lord. Like, but this is what we mean by in Micah 2:10. This is what it means. Like, this is not your place of rest. You might not see it, but you are in constant oppression. Like, think about it like this. Before I even get to Hosea 4:6, just to add to the nonsense, right? A lot of the stuff we don't see. This is why I say slavery evolved. Okay, medication.
Oh yeah.
It's like, so remember how I brought up all that stuff about all the health defects you'll get from ingesting all this stuff, right? This is how they get you. You are born into a impoverished neighborhood, low income, broken home.
All right.
Now you're gonna eat pretty much crappy food for a majority of your life. You're gonna eat it from the time you're a baby. Think about it. That's a long time. Right. You're eating it. Now you're 20-something years old. You start having issues, right? You got diabetes. You got high blood pressure. You got gout. I don't know. You have asthma. You know, you have allergies to certain stuff, right? You know, you're actually not supposed to have allergies. I don't know if anybody knows that. We're not supposed to have allergies. Did y'all ever notice, okay, like springtime, right? Y'all see like the pollen and all that stuff going around. You do know that they actually plant. So you know there's two different, okay, I'm gonna piss somebody off. You know trees have genders?
Yes.
Trees have genders. The male trees are the ones that pollinate. All that pollen is them fertilizing the female trees. The female trees are the ones that grow the fruit. Let me ask you something. How many trees do y'all see that actually grow fruit?
Right.
Especially in the hood. You don't. You see, but you will see some male trees if you see any trees at all. And but the thing is, what they do here is that they overpopulate the area with male trees.
So like, hey, look, and here's the thing. I didn't know that, but I can say this. I did learn years ago, male trees are the rough-looking trees. They be, stuff be falling off the trees. The women trees, female trees are the smooth ones. Like the Lord made that on purpose, man. You look at a smooth tree, it's a female tree.
Yeah.
A male tree, which you see in every ghetto, is a more rough looking, like a nigga.
Yeah. No, like for real, like, but like, there's another reason why. Well, there's a few reasons why they do this. One, because they don't want you to pick the fruit. They want to sell you the fruit. You can't have an apple. Well, I mean, you can, but you have to grow it yourself.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. But
yeah,
you know, live like if you live in like a horrible area where the soil is bad, it's sloggy. Where the soil is bad, I mean, you're not really going to get good fruit out of that, right? But now, to add to the fact that you're not able to grow your own fruit, depending on where you're at, some people are smart enough to grow their own fruit, but you're not taught these things. You're not taught about agriculture and stuff like that as a kid. But then, because it's so overpopulated with male trees, guess what happens? You get allergies because the air is overly rich with pollen.
Right.
You're not supposed to be breathing in all that pollen.
Right.
So now you have allergies. The food also gives you allergies. My whole point being is you get sick, right? Food, all that mess, the atmosphere, all that, air's polluted, all that. You get sick. What happens when you get sick? You need medicine. So you go to, you know, your local pharmacy, whatever, you get the medicine. What do a lot of these medicines have? What do these medicines have?
So like, what do you mean?
Like when you get, I'm trying to think of something like basic. Any medicine. Every medicine that has something, it lists something.
Oh, side effects?
Side effects. Every medicine has side effects.
That's what's smart.
Yep. Every medicine has side effects. There was a medicine that I used to take because I had really bad acid reflux. It's called omeprazole. It's a pill. It's supposed to help with acid reflux. I started taking this is years ago. I started getting really bad migraines. I don't get headaches. I don't get migraines. Right? Now, I have all these side effects. So I started telling my doctor, like, hey, like, this is messing me up right now. So now, sluggy.
What? You all right, man? See?
Allergies.
You see what I'm talking about?
Sluggy. But I started asking questions like, man, like, this isn't doing nothing for me. So I started doing my own research. Guess what I found out? One of the side effects was for omeprazole. Kidney failure. Yeah. The face you just made is what I made. So I've been taking something that's supposed to fix my acid reflux, which it didn't. But it also gave me headaches. And if I keep taking it for a prolonged period of time, I have kidney failure. Medicine's supposed to heal you, right? So what did I decide to do? I said, no, I'm going to do my own research. Then I found out, wait a minute. All I got to do is just switch my diet. I don't eat tomatoes like that.
Right.
I stopped doing that, and I started drinking like celery juice, like more greens and stuff. All of a sudden, my acid reflux goes away. But they don't teach you that. Also, celery juice is expensive, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
So, but you ain't gonna get that in the hood. They don't sell celery juice in the hood. So, guess what? You're gonna have to buy that medicine, and now you're gonna have more side effects, which is going to make you more sick.
Right.
Then you need medication for that.
Right.
And then now you start getting all these cancers, tumors, kidney failure, a lot of different things. Now you got to go to the hospital. Now you got to pay for that. It's one big hustle. It's to get money out of you and keep you in an oppressed state. They're farming you. That's what it is. And you don't got to believe me. This isn't some conspiracy theory. This is facts. This is what happens here in America, in a lot of different places as well. So my point being is, this is not your place of rest. You are constantly oppressed. This is what happens. Also, this is also what happens when you lack the knowledge. Can I get Hosea 4:6?
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
Yes, slack you. Can you read it one more time, Baba Kasha?
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
You're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We don't know no better.
Right.
It's not even entirely your fault. Like, you're not. A lot of us, we're not given the proper education.
Right.
You know what's so sad? Let's say you are given the proper education. You want to know what people will say about you? You're whitewashed. You act white. You talk white. That's a form of self-hate. Because in our minds, we have been led to believe that white is superior.
Right.
So if you're intelligent, if you are a young black man or black woman, or I'll just say Israelite, you're a young Israelite, right? You're very well educated, right? They'll say, wow, you don't act like the rest of them.
You one of the good ones.
You one of the good ones. You know, you're gonna go somewhere. But a lot of our people, you know what they'll also say? Oh, you act white. It is self-hate. It's ingrained in you. You think that this is superior. Being white is superior. So if you, as a young black man, if you're intelligent, you can't even be an intelligent black man. You act white. So then you got to start asking people, okay, well, what does it mean to act black? People start getting kind of funny. What do you mean? I know you know exactly what I mean. If you think white is smart, then what's black? Ghetto, ratchet, aggressive, you a thug, you're going to go to jail, you're dumb. That's really what they think of you. Mm-hmm. And that's what you've also been brought up to believe. Keep reading before me, Baba Kasha.
Oh, God. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
So I will also forget thy children, because we have forgot. We don't. Our parents didn't abide by the law. Our parents' didn't abide by the law. So now it's like, I'm not just going to reject you. This is why, like, we say generational curses. It's not just one generation; it trickles down. If your parents are oppressed and they don't know no better, they're gonna make children, and then they're gonna teach their children what they think they know. But unless you find the truth, you don't know no better. You're gonna follow what you like. If your daddy's a crackhead, you might be a crackhead because you saw your dad being a crackhead.
Right.
If your mother's a prostitute, you might just grow up to be a prostitute because mommy did it. Why can't I do it? You think it's okay, and it trickles down. So now you're gonna be destroyed as well. This is why a lot of our people are still destroyed to this day. And to touch even more on the fact of the internalized racism. What you got?
Oh, no. Keep going, sir.
The internalized racism. That's another thing of destruction that we still have. We were just talking about this.
Right.
I'm going to say what it is. A lot of Latinos, y'all want to be white.
So bad.
You're not white. You're never going to be white. Okay? First of all, a lot of you are native. You're of native descent. I'm talking, when I say Latinos, I'm strictly talking to the ones who have Israelite forefathers. The Northern Kingdom that was sadly brought over here, and some Southern Kingdom too, because some Southern Kingdom are considered Latino as well.
Right.
My point being is for our brothers and sisters. Now, if you're, Spaniard, I ain't talking about you. We're not concerned about you. I'm talking about the Black and indigenous people who were conquered by the Portuguese and the Spaniards and forced to adopt their culture.
Right.
But again, the internalized racism. People always challenge us like, why are you so concerned about color? Why you care about race so much? Well, I'll tell you why. Because our enemy cares about race so much. Think about it. You go to a job, what you got to fill out? What you got to fill out?
Race or ethnicity.
Race or ethnicity. Now, let me ask you something. When you go for a job application, shouldn't it be about what you qualify for?
Right.
So my thing is, okay, if I qualify for whatever position I'm going for, what does my race have to do with anything? Why do I have to check off a box to say if I'm Black, or if I'm Hispanic or Pacific Islander or whatever? They even have a box for other. What's other? I don't like I don't even like. What's the point of you putting that there? Clearly, you want me to put something.
The Tongans.
I don't know. That's Polynesian. That's Pacific Islander.
That is.
Yeah.
What's the other?
I don't know what other is. They just put. I don't know.
I'm gonna start putting other on mine.
That's what I started doing, just so they don't know. But my point being is, what does my race have to do with my work ethic?
I don't identify as a.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what does that have to do with anything?
Right.
But they always want to worry about race. They like to say, of course, Christ doesn't have a color, but it's in the Bible. But why are you so concerned about color? I'll share something with y'all real quick. I'm gonna get this out real quick. When it comes to, for my Mexican brothers and sisters, I forgot his name, Salakia, but there was a president who was identified as an Afro-Mexican. And a lot of people do not want to acknowledge the fact that this was a Black Mexican who was a president because he's Black. I guarantee you, if he looked more European, nobody would have any issues with it. But they get angry. Some people get angry, like, no,
Right.
we don't want to. No, he was just Mexican. That's all he was. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, he was Mexican, but it's not a race. It's a nationality. And address the fact that he was I'll break it down for you. Like, this was a Black indigenous person, right? But you hate the fact that he's part Black. But what does it matter? He was the president. He did great things, right? What does his color matter? Another time, this was in Cuba. Slack, I'm horrible with the names right now. Another president he identified as Afro-Cuban, a Black Cuban, right? And what they did was they didn't want people in the future to know that he was Black. So what they did was they periodically painted the skin to make it a little lighter each time, but just subtle enough that you wouldn't notice. Eventually, they just got rid of the picture altogether. And then I think over 100-something years later, they found the picture and were able to identify no, this was an Afro-Cuban man.
Right.
But you hated the way he looked so much because, again, race and color to you matter so much.
Right.
Think about it. We get called Black.
Literally.
This is Black. But that's what we get called now. So you say, why do you care about race? Well, ask the oppressor why he care about race so much.
It clearly matters.
Exactly. It clearly matters to some extent. But again, what are we taught? Race doesn't matter. Color doesn't matter. Wherever you go, color matters.
Hey, listen. I don't want y'all to skip over what he said probably about 5 to 10 minutes ago. He said the only way you become free is by the truth. Give me John 8, the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31, Bible Shot. I want you to read this slow because people really need to understand that statement. You're only free when you know the truth. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you can be free. You got that?
Come on,
all right, let's go.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31.
Come on.
Then said Yahushua.
Then said who?
Then said Yahushua.
Then said who?
Then said Yahushua.
Then said Yahushua, Hamashiach, a Black man, a nigger from the tribe of Judah. This is what he said. Come on.
Then said Yahushua to those Jews.
To those who?
To those Jews.
To those who?
To those Jews.
To those Jews. Which Jews? Come on.
Which believed on him.
To which Jews?
Believed on him.
Which Jews?
Which believed on him.
This is what Yahushua said to those Jews which believed on him. Come on.
If ye continue in my word.
If ye what?
If ye continue in my word.
He said if ye continue, because they was already doing it. If ye continue in my word, come on.
Then are ye my disciples indeed.
Then are ye my disciples indeed. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him. If you continue in his word, then you are his disciples indeed. Read.
Verse 32.
Come on.
And ye shall know the truth.
And ye shall know the what?
The truth.
What were these disciples who believed on Christ? If they believed on him, what are they? And ye shall.
And ye shall know the truth.
And ye shall what?
And ye shall know the truth.
Come on.
And the truth shall make you free.
That's what Christ is saying, man. This is what this brother just reiterated. If you know the truth will make you free. Free from what? Everything we've been bringing out today. You're free from racism. You're free from oppression. You're free from slavery. We're free from any, look, we go through the same temptation that you go through. We go through the same things you go through, man. But we are not coerced by it. We're not persuaded by it. You are in the world because you don't believe in Christ. You don't believe in him. And because you don't believe in him, you don't know the truth. And because you don't know the truth, you are coerced. You are persuaded by these things. If you see a woman with a big butt, only thing you want to do is blast some cheeks. When we see a woman with a butt, can she raise kids? Is she nice? Is she kind? What can she do for me? What can she do for my community? How can she help my brothers? That's the difference. When you down and out and you and your bills piling up and rent due and ain't no food on the table, you coerced to sell drugs. You're coerced to do crimes. You're coerced to do quote unquote niggerish things, right? That's supplanted to our race. You're coerced to do those things. We go through those same things, but guess what? We choose not to do none of that. You know why? Here's why. Give me Romans 15:4. Bible shot. I'm going to show you why we're free in the I.S.U.P.K. and you're not. When you're outside of these walls, you're not free. You're not free because you submit yourself to sin. We don't. We go through the same thing you go through. And we understand what it means to be a free man. Only person I serve is the Lord. You serve America. You serve this world. You got that for me?
Come on, Con.
Read. Bible shot.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
For whatsoever things that were written aforetime. This is why we're free. I really want you to hear this. This is Romans 15:4. Start from the top, please.
Come on, Con. The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
Whatsoever things that were written in this Bible, in this book aforetime, come on.
Were written for our knowledge.
Were written for our what?
Our learning.
Our what?
Our learning.
These things that were written in this Bible were written for our learning. Why? Come on.
That we through patience and comfort.
That we through what?
Through patience and comfort.
Through what?
Through patience and comfort.
That we, the Jews who believed on Christ, the disciples who believed on his word, who know the truth, and that are free men. Read that part again.
That we through patience and comfort.
That we through patience and comfort, come on.
Of the scriptures.
Of the what?
Of the scriptures.
Of the scriptures, read.
Might have hope.
Might have hope, man. That's why we free. Because we know this Bible. We know Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were stoned in a furnace and walked out unscathed. We know that. Them righteous, faithful men. We know that Daniel was thrown in a lion's den. Habakkuk, who never even been over there, was that Babylon? That was Babylon. Habakkuk, who never even been over there, dropped off some food to that man. We know that. We know that Moses parted the Red Sea, where the Lord had Moses part the Red Sea with a big gust of wind. And when our enemies, those filthy Egyptians, came to kill us, we know that the Lord put the water back in that sea and killed all of them boys. We know for a fact through these scriptures, because we're comforted in these scriptures, because we're free men and we don't have to do crimes, because we know the Lord is going to get us through any adversity that we do have, unlike yourself, because you don't serve the Lord. We know that Noah built an ark. It wasn't even raining at the time. We know that Noah was a faithful man, a righteous man. He built the ark for 40 years, and everybody clowned that brother till it started raining. And that is what we're doing here, man. We want you to become free. We want you to get on this ark, because it's finna rain again. Right. And it's gonna rain fire.
I'm about to say it's already started.
It's already starting to rain. They're going to war, my boy. Yeah. They just eliminated affirmative action. They eliminated all these things. Yeah. All these things we're saying is things that are gonna trip you up because you're not a free man. That's why Christ had told them, when you see all these things starting to happen, wars, rumors of wars, everybody locking in, earthquakes, tempests, thunderstorms, hurricanes, all those natural disasters. Don't be scared. All these things must happen for the Son of Man to come. You scared because you're a slave, and a slave is always scared. You're scared when you get pulled over by the police. Me, I don't care. Take me to jail. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I'm more scared of the Lord and Christ than I am of whatever this oppressor can do to me. Right. You're scared to lose your job because you're a slave. I don't care. I'm going to make it. Whatever I'm going through, by serving the Lord, I'm going to get through it. The Lord has never turned his back on righteous brothers and sisters. Right. Never. Ever in his life. He promised you that. You are heir to the kingdom of God if you believe in him. So why would you want to stay what you are? To be a slave is to be a second-class citizen, and you get treated like a second-class citizen. I don't. You walk around like a second-class citizen. I don't. I walk with my head held high. You know why? Because I know the Lord told me I was a priest and prophet of the Lord. I know that. Jeremiah 1:5. He knew me before I even knew myself, man.
Damn right.
We free men in here, man, and that's what we raise. We raising free men. That's what we raise. We raising free women. Give me Isaiah 60:1. This is what we're doing here. No, give me 14:1. Slacking. I'm slacking, sir.
No. Go.
We going, look, you don't understand this because you're not one of the Jews that believed on Christ. And because you didn't believe on Christ, you are a slave. And you will not understand this. You hearing what I'm saying, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. You seeing us every Saturday on the streets, but you not seeing us because you blind, but your eyes is wide open. That was written down. That was written down years ago. You got that from me?
Like you said, Isaiah
14:1.
51. Okay.
Let's go.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Come on.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Come on.
And will yet choose Israel.
After all the stuff we go through, feeling like second-class citizens, getting beat down, getting shot down, getting torn apart, redlining, crowning. Sisters gotta wear their hair a certain way at work for them to even be looking professional.
I'm gonna get into that.
We're gonna get into all that.
Go ahead.
We're gonna get into all that, man. We got time today. That's all the brother we need. Time. Let me tell you, start that from the top.
Oh God. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Come on.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
The Lord gonna choose Israel. Come on.
And set them in their own land.
What the Lord gonna do?
And set them in their own land.
What is he gonna do?
And set them in their own land.
That's freedom. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the strangers shall be joined with us. Read.
And they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob.
They're gonna cleave to the house of Jacob. Why? Because they won't be free men. The same way you cleave on the white men and gotta go to their white jobs, you gotta be in their white society. You have to wear your hair whitely. You have to shave your beard. You have to get an edge up, a line up. You sisters got to wear your hair down like a white lady. The same way we cleave onto them, they're going to cleave onto us. Come on.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them.
We're going to take them.
And bring them to their place.
We're going to bring them to their place. This is freedom. What you're reading is freedom. We're going to bring them to their place. We're going to put our foot on their neck the same way they put their foot on our neck. Come on.
And the house of Israel.
And the house of Israel. Israel. This is going to be a free man's place. Read.
Shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess
We're
them.
going to possess them the same way they possess us. Why? Because we're not free. We're not free yet. We're free in the UPK, but as a whole, we're not free yet. Come on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of the Lord for servants.
And what?
And the house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of the Lord for servants.
Come on.
And handmaids.
Servants and handmaids. Same way you are. You're serving this oppressor. You go to work and they take them taxes out. You serving him, man. He ain't even got to go to work for you to pay him. Come on, you serving this man. That's what they're going to be doing for us because we're going to be free. Read.
And they shall take them captives.
We're going to take them captives, man. Come on.
Whose captives they were.
Whose captives we were their captives. And this is the kingdom of heaven. This is freedom. This is what you don't understand. This is what we're trying to build you up for. You got to be a righteous person to get this. But you don't want it. You want to be a second-class citizen. Deuteronomy 7:6 says we're supposed to be above all nations, man. Separate. But you don't want to be that because you don't want to buy this truth. You don't want to buy this truth, man. You want to buy that BS they were selling you. But you buy this truth. This is what the Lord will give you. Keep reading.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Come on.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We gonna what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We gonna what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Give me verse 3, please.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
And it shall come to pass. What?
And from thy fear.
Go back.
Oh, it's lucky. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Read that slowly, Bible Rashad. Don't skip over that. I want them to really understand freedom. I really want them to understand the kingdom of heaven and why it's so important to serve the Lord, why it's so important, like this brother said, to buy this truth, to learn this truth, to get this truth, because this truth is the only thing that's going to make you free. Read that slowly. Verse 3, please.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass.
Come on.
In the day.
In what? In what?
In the day.
In the day. Come on.
That the Lord shall give thee rest.
The Lord will give us what?
Give thee rest from thy sorrow.
What will the Lord give us?
Give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Freedom. Come on.
And from thy fear.
Freedom. Come on.
And from the hard bondage.
Freedom. Come on.
Wherein thou wast made to serve.
Come on. Keep reading.
Verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb.
Slow it down. Read it again.
That thou shalt take up this proverb.
That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans shall take up what?
This proverb.
Come on.
Against the king of Babylon.
Against the king of who?
Of Babylon.
Against the king of who?
Of Babylon.
Come on, man. Read.
And say.
Come on.
How hath the oppressor ceased?
How hath the what?
How hath the oppressor ceased?
Read that again.
Oh, God. that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Come on.
And say, how hath the oppressor ceased?
Come on.
The golden city ceased.
Come on.
Verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
Yes, he did.
And the scepter of the ruler.
One more verse for me.
Oh, God. Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath.
He who smote the people in wrath. Read.
With a continual stroke.
With a continual stroke. Hey, man, we're not free because he is smoting the people with wrath with a continual stroke. He is not stopping, man. He's not stopping. He's going to keep going. You don't understand that because you're still a slave to it. Read.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
He ruled the nations in anger. Nobody is free under him, man. He's oppressing everybody, but he's oppressing us the most. Come on.
And is persecuted.
Come on.
And none hinder.
Man, he's going to get persecuted and none going to hinder him. Two more. Go.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
The whole earth is at rest.
Read that again.
The whole earth is at rest.
Read that again.
The whole earth is at rest.
The whole earth is going to be at rest when we rule the earth. Right. Ain't gonna be no more killing like that. Ain't gonna be no more murdering, man. Ain't gonna be no more rapes. Ain't gonna be no more robberies. Ain't gonna be none of that. We're gonna lay down a law. Read that again. Come on.
The whole earth is at rest.
The whole earth is at rest. Read.
And is quiet.
And is what?
And is quiet.
And is what?
And is quiet.
Boy, it's loud as hell out here.
And is quiet.
Read again.
The whole earth is at rest.
Come on.
And is quiet.
Come on.
They break forth into singing.
They break forth into singing. We will be singing because we're so happy. The whole earth will be singing because we're so happy. Because why? Free men are going to rule the earth. Read.
Verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee.
Read that again.
The fir trees rejoice at thee.
Man, even the soil is going to be happy. The tree is going to be happy because the soil is going to be great. Because free men who believed in the Lord, men who believed on Christ, his disciples, his sheep, they believed on him and they stayed righteous and they did not bow down to this oppression. They did not become second-class citizens. They became free men. Keep reading.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee.
Come on.
And the cedars of Lebanon.
Come on. What they say? What they say?
Since thou art laid down.
Since thou art laid down, oppressor. Come on.
No feller is come up against us.
That's all I need to say, man. Thus saith the Lord. Free man is going to run this place. And how do you become a free man? By buying this truth. Once you buy this truth, sell it now. I believe that's Proverbs 23:23. We ain't going to go all the way up. But I just really want to reiterate and hit on what this brother said, man. I really hope you understood that. The only way you can become free, even in this world that oppresses you, the only way you can become free is by buying this truth. Is by believing this truth. Because it'll make you free.
Most High in Christ.
It's like
I ain't want to interrupt. I mean, the brother was on fire, so I just wanted you to go. Nah, Most High in Christ though. Like, but it really is something that like us as a people we have to understand. Like,
right.
That's the whole point of this topic. Let me get Galatians 4:16. You already know what I want, so you already know. So my whole thing is like, you really got to understand everything. Like, I really hope everybody was listening to what this brother was bringing out this entire time. I really pray you understand, because like the brother said, we have all these people who got money. You got money. You got riches. You got women. You got all that stuff.
Right.
But are you free?
Are you free?
Freedom up here.
Right.
Like, put it like this. Put an analogy for you. Let's say you got a drug addict, right? You give that drug addict $5 million. Is that brother off drugs? No, you're just a rich drug addict.
Right.
You're gonna blow all that money on drugs.
Right.
All that money he got, he don't know what to do with them riches, so he's gonna blow it all on drugs. Now,
Right.
here's the thing. Money, let me put it to you like this. Money's never really yours. It's just passed around. It's passed around. That's it. I had $20 yesterday. I had to give it to somebody else. So because I needed to get something. So the same thing. So that money is not going to circulate within your community.
Right.
So if you're a drug dealer, right? You're a drug dealer. It's like you're a drug addict and you have $5 million and you start spending that money. Where's that money going? Right back into the hands of the white man. So you just had it for a time.
Right.
And then you're going to get rid of it again, and you're still a drug addict because you're not free up here. You're still enslaved in your mind. And you're still hooked on drugs. Same thing that happens with all these different celebrities. You got Drake painting his nails,
That's
giving it to feminism, and not feminism, femininity. you know, and all
Sodomite.
that. Yeah, we don't know. Like, it's already been revealed so many times that a lot of these celebrities that you look up to so much as political leaders, which are really not, they have a job just like you. They got to answer to somebody just like you, and it's usually some old white man. I hate to say it, but I've seen something with little baby being all hugged up.
And that's my
Like,
wife.
I know, man. It hurt. I know it hurt. But this is what happened. Like, these are the people you look up to, and you don't understand that they slaves too.
Right.
They just in the house. You in the field. That's the
it.
only difference.
That's it.
So give me Galatians 4:16.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16.
Let's go.
Am I therefore become your enemy?
Have I become your enemy because why?
Because I tell you the truth?
The what?
Because I tell you the truth?
Because I tell you the truth. This brother right here just told you the truth. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. All the priests and prophets and the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General Yahanna are just trying to tell you the truth. And you hate us for it because you're a happy slave.
That's it.
And you think you're not going through poverty. We probably got another 10 minutes. You think you're not going through poverty. I want to touch on this before we continue, right? Because the brother brought up something that I wanted to go over. Affirmative action. For anybody who doesn't know what affirmative action is, I'm going to read you the definition for it real quick. I'm going to read to you what happened. So this is the definition of affirmative action. The practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. So the whole point of this was to pretty much even the playing field.
Yeah.
As I brought up earlier, statistically, black people are at a disadvantage from the moment you're born. That's not me making this stuff. I mean, it's statistics.
Right.
All right. That's the truth. You can not believe in it all you want. If you dive into a big body of water, there's a big great white shark next to you. You gonna believe that the great white shark not there?
Come on.
The shark not moving. You just got bit and now you dying because you wanted to believe the shark not there. You wanted to believe the danger's not there. The danger is still there. You have to address the danger that's around you.
Right.
So you think you're not oppressed? Okay, this is affirmative action. Before I get to what happened after, understand why did affirmative action need to be made in the first place? Because you were already looked at as being disadvantaged and you're a slave. So there will be no reason for affirmative action if you weren't viewed a certain way to begin with. Now I'm going to read to you what happened to affirmative action. The Supreme Court on Thursday struck down affirmative action in college admissions, declaring race cannot be a factor in forcing institutions of higher education to look for new ways to achieve diverse student bodies. Now, I know some people might think like, oh, well, they're just trying to even the playing field, right? You shouldn't be able to get into a college based off of race, right? Here's the problem, though. Affirmative action should have never existed.
Right.
Because if we were truly created equally, as some of you want to believe, if you were truly viewed as equal in this society, if you truly believe that black people are not at a disadvantage here in America, in America's world, affirmative action never would have been able to be put in place. Now they got rid of affirmative action. You think that black people still not at a disadvantage on certain things? No. So that little bit of help we did get gone. It's gone. And again, to go even more, anybody know what the Crown Act is? Have you ever heard of the Crown Act? So I'm going to read to you what the Crown Act is real quick. Just to go even further to let you know that black people, this is not your place of rest.
Right.
So-called Latinos and natives, this is not your place of rest because you're still being oppressed.
Right.
This is the Crown Act. So the Crown Act stands for Create a Respectful and Open Workplace for Natural Hair Act. What is this? Is a California law which prohibits discrimination based on hairstyle and hair texture by extending protection under the FEHA and the California Education Code. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what is the importance of the Crown Act? Well, the Crown Act, to put it in a simpler term, was made for predominantly black women or women who have, like, I guess you could say like 4C hair, like, a fro, put it like that, right? And obviously our hair grows different. We got braids, stuff like that, cornrows, sisters, your hair don't lay down like that. Right. So you gotta do your hair or wear it in a protective hairstyle, as we call it, right? Well, for a very long time here in America, that was viewed as unprofessional. And like you brought up earlier, a lot of sisters now, you wear wigs. You try to perm your hair down, straighten your hair. You're really damaging your hair follicles, right? Because your hair is not supposed to be like that. Your hair grow up, it don't grow down.
Right.
So now you're doing these things because why? It's a Eurocentric mindset. European features are favored more in America. Whose hair typically grows down? White women. So, and we've seen it before. You go in the military and stuff, they got the slick back bun and you want to have it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, here's the problem. Your hair don't grow like that. So now you got to put in all this extra work. You're damaging your hair falling out. Your hair don't grow like that. A lot of sisters complain that their hair don't grow. It's because you're trying to style your hair like a white woman. That's what you were taught. You were taught that your hair and your features, your natural features, are ugly,
right,
and not looked after.
Right.
So now here in 2023, a law had to be passed just for black women to have their hair in the workforce.
Come on, man.
But you want to believe that, well, black people are oppressed. It's right there. Right. This. I'm not like. Look, I know some of y'all. I mean, the Bible is facts. Let's just get that straight.
Facts.
But some of y'all, y'all don't want to believe in the Bible. Okay, I don't know what you're watching this for. So that's why I read off all these statistics for you. I'm reading laws for you.
Right.
And you still gonna turn the other cheek and be like, no, that's not what's going on. Yes, it is. A lot of black people here in the Western Hemisphere are slaves. Not physically,
right,
but mentally. You're a slave. So read that scripture for me one more time, Baba.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Am I therefore become your enemy?
Become your enemy because why?
Because I tell you the truth?
Because I tell you the truth. Why are we your enemy? Because we tell you the truth. I'm sorry that we got to rain on your parade. I'm sorry that we got to tell you the truth and, we're not going to sugarcoat it. I'm sorry to tell black people that, yeah, you're still dying. You're still looked down upon. You still get treated as a second, third class citizen. I'm sorry that I have to tell Latinos, like, you're never going to be white.
Never.
You can sit here and hate your own people all you want, because a lot of y'all hate y'all own people. I hate to say it, but I see a lot of Hispanics, so-called Hispanic, even that is a term of oppression, because really you're not a Spaniard. You're indigenous to the lands. You're really an Israelite, but, just throwing out there. Whole point being is, you think because, I'm just going to do it. We get on Mexicans real quick. You think just because you were born over here, and then you got Mexicans that were born in Mexico, you think you're better because you're Mexican American. You ain't no better than them. Right. Those are your brothers and sisters.
Right.
You think you're better because you got mixed in with a little bit more European, so now you have a lighter skin tone. You have more European features. You think you're better than the more indigenous looking Mexicans before our blood was polluted with, European. It's the truth. Like, Esau mixed in with us to some extent, so we have a little bit of the blood too. It is what it is, right? So yeah, your features might look a little different. If you really want to look at history, the Spaniards and the Portuguese actually enslaved the Northern Kingdom first.
Right.
And then they got us. So they was already colonizing the Northern Kingdom. Then they got the Southern Kingdom and brought us over here as well. And whatever they did to you, they did to us too. But you sit here with a straight face and think that you're better because you're better than your people because you look more like them, because you have a lighter skin tone, because your hair might be a little bit more straight, because you want to favor Eurocentric mindsets. You done lost your damn mind. We telling you the truth because your ancestors, they look like that.
Right.
Your ancestors did not look like that. Okay? Your ancestors had darker skin, had thick, curly hair, or even some of y'all who do have straight hair, it ain't like white people's straight hair.
Right.
Y'all hair is thick. You can braid it. You can do stuff with your hair. Their hair don't hold up like yours.
It don't.
My whole point being is we just telling you the truth. We bringing out facts. We bringing out history. We bringing out laws and statistics. We telling you all this stuff for a reason because we want you to be free.
Right.
That's the whole point. So that's all I got. You got anything before we go?
Give me John 15:18, Baba Kashan. We talk about the truth, and you hate us because we bring out the truth. Galatians 4:16, like you just brought out. You hate us because we bring out the truth. But guess what? You make us go even harder because you hate us. But here's why. Again, because of Romans 15:4. All these things that were written aforetime for our learning.
Right.
So that we have comfort, so that we have hope, so that we remain faithful to the Lord. Why? Read this.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18.
Come on.
If the world hate you.
What color is that?
Red.
That means Christ is speaking. Read from the top.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If If the world hate you,
if the world hate you for speaking the truth, if the world hate the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna, if the world hates you, that means Christians, that means Muslims, that means fake Israelite camps, that means whoever the hell else. If the world hates you, come on.
ye know that it hated me.
Hold up. Ye what?
Ye know.
Ye what?
Ye know.
Ye know. This is what we know. This is what Christ is saying to those Jews who believed on him, his disciples. We gonna know what?
Ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
You hated Christ before you even hate us.
Right.
You don't hate us. Ain't anything we can pull out here ain't coming out our own mouth.
Thanks.
We not. I didn't write this. I wasn't even born when this was written. This is how, and this is why I follow it, because it has stood the test of time. This is why we follow this, because we know this is true. Read that again.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you,
If the world hates you, if the world hates the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, come on.
ye know.
Ye what?
Ye know.
Ye what?
Ye know
Come on.
that it hated me
Read.
before it hated you.
We know you hated Christ back then. You were the Jews who didn't believe.
Right.
We know you hated Christ back then because you hate us. And we're not speaking of our own words. We're only speaking as in this Bible and bagging it up with statistics, that white people statistics. Keep reading.
Verse 19. If ye were of the world,
If we were of the world, if we were not free men, if we were servants of sin and servants of this world, if we were of the world, come on,
the world would love his
the
own.
world would love his own. You don't love us.
You know?
When we die, you ain't gonna be at our funerals. These brothers gonna be at my funeral.
If I could,
Come
you know
on,
what's
sir.
even crazier, and I like how you touched on this too. It's not even. You're right. It's not even that they don't love us. They don't love the Most High. They don't love Christ.
They hate him.
Because the whole point, like this is so heavy, like what this brother is reading right now, because this isn't. We didn't make this up. We're not doing this off of our own accord. I know that might like go over some people's heads. We're not just doing this just cause. Like we didn't wake up one day and think I want to be an Israelite. Like no, it wasn't like that. No, all we doing, bro, is one, of course, following the law, statutes, commandments that the Most High bestowed onto us.
Right.
And we're just doing what Christ did. That's all. Y'all say I love Jesus. You see, you got a little keychain and stuff. They be having, or white people, they be like,
Oh my
I love Jesus. Jesus loves me. Y'all say it, and then have y'all actually taken the time to read what Yahushua actually did?
Why would they?
You think like people think about Christ had 12 disciples. 12.
One of them.
One of them wasn't even real.
Come on, man.
So really 11. So, but think about that. This is the Son of Man who was about his father's business, and all he had was, let's just say 12. He had 12. That's it,
Bro.
we got a school.
Bro.
But Christ himself only had 12. What do you think that entitles? Quality over quantity.
Come on,
you
man.
Could have 400. That's why here in I.S.U.P.K. we say we don't care about numbers.
Right.
We don't care. I'd rather have 5 solid brothers,
Right.
who I know that really got my back, and
Right.
like they for me and I'm for them, than to have 500 who I know all they got to do is catch me on a bad day, and they're gonna turn on me. That's all it takes. All right. But the whole point what this brother was bringing out, which was extremely heavy, was that you don't hate us. It's not us. You hate the spirit of the Most High.
That's it.
You want to be a sodomite.
That's it.
You want drugs.
Yeah.
You like murder.
Yeah.
You're a pedophile.
Right.
You love all this. You love racism.
You say you hate it.
We didn't even make up racism. That's
Right.
a system that white people made. We didn't even do that.
Come on.
They created the concept of race.
Come on.
But you love it.
You love it.
And you hate the fact that we address it. That's why we went through Galatians 4 and 16. That's why we're reading this. That's why we say it's in the scriptures. Again, it's not his brother's words. He didn't make this up. He made it up.
I'm not even this smart to do this, man.
So the whole point is like even Christ gonna tell you like it's not you.
Right.
It's you don't hate us.
Use the classic line. It's not you, it's me.
That's what it is. It's not you. It's me. You hate what we embody.
Right.
Which is the spirit of the Most High. That's what we embody. And you I'm just gonna say it. You hate God.
You hate God.
That's all it is.
You know what? Start from 19 again, and I want Mark 7 and 6 after this.
Oh, God.
We got a little time. We got a little bit of two.
That'll be the last one after that. No, go ahead.
All right, no, put Bible check.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 19.
Come on.
If you were of the
Matter of fact,
world.
start at 18, Bible shot.
Come on, God. The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you.
If the world hate the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, come on.
Ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
So slow it down. Come on.
Ye know that it hated me.
Ye know that it hated me. This is Christ speaking. Ye know that it hated Christ. Come on.
Before it hated you.
I know you hated Christ before you hated me. This was written thousands of years ago. I wasn't even here. You don't hate me. You don't hate us on that corner. We haven't done a damn thing to you.
Right.
I didn't put drugs in your community. I didn't rape you. I didn't have sex with you and throw you away. I didn't do any of those things that you would hate somebody for. I didn't oppress you. I haven't murdered you. I haven't pulled you off. I haven't done anything. You hate me the same way you hate Christ. Read.
Verse 19.
Come on.
If ye were of the world.
This is Christ speaking to his disciples. If the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge was of the world, come on.
The world would love his own.
The world would love us, but the world does not love us. That is why we are so rare and you are so many. The Lord has made us more precious than fine gold because we're so rare. The brothers and the sisters in here, come on.
But because ye are not of the world.
But because ye are not of the world, we're in the world, but we're not of it. Read.
But I have chosen you.
What has Christ done?
But I have chosen you.
What did he do?
Chosen you.
Christ chose us. I didn't choose this. Brothers ran from this. Jonah ran from this. This is the last thing brothers want to do. You think we want to be ostracized by our friends and family? The people we grew up with? People we went to school with? You think we wanted that? No. But we understood Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth, sell it not. You can't buy this with money. 2 more precepts. Bible was shot.
Oh.
You can't buy this with money. You can only, you go to the store, you go to Amazon, you go to Walmart, you go to Sprouts, whatever, food for less, Winco. You buy stuff and you just spend a little bit of money. That's what you do. It's just a little bit of money. It ain't nothing. It's just money. It ain't cost much. You can't buy this with money, man. You have to buy this with your life.
Right.
You have to give up your life. Only thing when you buy groceries, you just give up some money. You buy some workout equipment, you give up some money. When you buying those things, you just giving up money. Here, we're giving up our life. We're giving up wives, jobs, more money. We're giving up cars. We're giving up friends. We're giving up brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, in-laws, everything. We've given up everything for this. And you hate us. But you don't hate us. You hate that Christ told us to do this. Keep reading.
Okay. But I have chosen you.
Come on.
Out of the world.
Christ chose us out of the world. We're so few and you're so many. Come on.
Therefore, the world hated you.
Therefore, you hate us, man. Acts 8:20. Bible shot. Please, please, please. Acts 8:20. I think to 21. Let me make sure. I know what I be wanting. I ain't tripping over here. Let me see. Come on.
The book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 20.
Come on.
But Peter said unto him,
this is a prophet. This is Peter. What did he say?
Thy money perish with thee.
Thy money what?
Thy money perish with thee.
Your money gonna die with you. You're gonna keep chasing that money. You're gonna buy everything except this. You're gonna buy everything except this. Your money gonna die with you. Come on.
Because thou hast thought.
Because what?
Because thou hast thought.
Because what?
Because thou hast thought.
Stop thinking. Stop thinking and start doing. There are ways to a man that he thinketh is right. And that way is death. Keep reading.
Because thou hast thought that the gift of God may be purchased with money.
You thought that the gift of God may be purchased with money. Like I said, you can't buy this with no money, man. You buy this with something more valuable. Your life. Keep reading.
Verse 21.
Come on.
Thou hast neither part nor lot in this matter.
You ain't got no part or no lot in this matter. In this matter. That's why we teach and you listen. Read.
For thy heart.
For thy what?
For thy heart.
For thy what?
For thy heart.
Thy mind. I believe that's Mark 7, the 7th chapter, 21st and 28th verse. The heart is the mind. For thy heart. Come on.
For thy heart is not right in the sight of God.
Man, your heart ain't right in the sight of God, man. That's why you can't buy this, man. One more scripture, Mark 7 and 6. We're going to end it with that. If you don't mind, sir.
Now go ahead.
Like this brother said, you say you love the Lord. You say you love Christ. WWJD, what would Jesus do? You say you love the things Christ loved, but do you? Let's really see. Come on.
The book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 6.
Come on.
He answered and said unto them,
Come on.
well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites.
This is what Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites. The same ones they say they hate rapists, but you're raping people. The same ones they hate that the black community is bad, but you're the one make the black community bad. The same ones that say they hate how women are oppressed, you oppress women. You don't love women. The same one that say you hate drugs in your community, but you selling drugs, you are a hypocrite. Read.
As it is written.
As it is written. Written well. Isaiah the 29th chapter, the 13th verse. Christ ain't doing nothing but reciting the Old Testament. Read.
This people.
This who?
This people.
This people. These hypocrites. These people. Come on.
Honoreth me with their lips.
You honor the Lord with your lips. You say you love God. You say you love Jesus. You say you love the Bible. You say you love being an Israelite. Even if you find out you're an Israelite, you say you love it because you find out your history. Read.
But their heart is far from me.
Man, your mind far from the Lord, man. Your mind's far from him, man.
If I could, I know.
We're
just gonna go with it. Let me get 1 John 3 and 18.
Let's go, man.
Because I know the class is a little long. We're gonna wrap it up, but we got to get this out real quick. All right. Just let me know when you get there. I ain't even gonna say it yet. 1 John 3 and 18.
Come on.
Go ahead.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 18. Mm-hmm. My little children, let us not love in word.
It says, let us not love in what?
Let us not love in word.
Let us not love in word, because what they was doing, they was doing a lot of this.
A lot of this.
Keep going.
Neither in tongue.
Neither in tongue, meaning your speech, because we all know black people love to talk.
Love it.
Keep going.
But indeed.
And in truth. And in truth, meaning what? Your actions. Like the brother just brought up earlier, this is why the Christian church continues to get exposed, the IUIC, all that mess. It's really just Christianity. It was actually a video not that long ago that it was yet another Christian pastor that was exposed from being a sodomite. And guess who was the one who was exposed? The sodomite himself.
In the room.
Oh, yeah. Seen that video?
Yeah, it's great. John, whatever his name was.
Yeah, they seen him. They was like, he was recording. He tried to cover his face because he was shamefaced. He wanted to cover his countenance. He did this. And then the sodomite was putting all his business out there because he said, yeah, I know you got a wife, but now he's here every Monday, Tuesday. Well, I'm like, whoa.
$125 for 15 minutes. He was paying.
I was like, you paying for $200 worth of all that stuff. I don't even want to get all into that. But my point being is he got exposed. But, he was at that Christian church doing this.
A hypocrite.
Every single time. And it's been happening so many times. It's like, yeah, but y'all still hate us because we tell you the truth, but you love to be lied to. Like my whole point being is you're not really free until you free your mind.
Right.
And you follow the truth.
Right.
Because the truth is, of course, this is cliche. The truth is the only thing that's going to make you free. Not money, not women, not clothes and the cars, not buying property. Not saying that, you still can't accommodate to certain things.
Right.
But you're not really free. You're just a rich slave.
That's it.
Until you free yourself. That's it.
And I'm going to finish off with this. The reason why you are a hypocrite is because you are a sinner. Every hypocrite is a sinner, and every sinner is a hypocrite. The reason why, because you have not bought this truth yet. And because you have not bought this truth, you are not free. And because you are not free, you are a slave to sin, you are a slave to this world. And because you are a slave to this world, you are in this world. And if you are in this world, you are not in Christ. And Christ is not in you.
That's all.
That's it.
But with that, the water for everybody that tuned in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, shalom.